This woman wails, "Please come and help us. Don't leave us. We have not eaten. Please help us. Where is the president? Where is the governor?" She cries over the plight of at least 287 students who went to school in Nigeria on Thursday and were abducted. Authorities say gunmen surrounded a state-run school just as the children were about to start their studies for the day. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has sent in the nation's military to search for and hopefully rescue the children. He said nothing else is acceptable than to return the students to their families. No group has claimed responsibility for the mass kidnapping yet. In 2014, an extremist organization called Boko Haram took 275 girls from their school's dormitory. 10 years later, at least 100 of those children are still missing.
We have all been very concerned about the insecurity nature in Nigeria, and we have all been praying and hoping that things will get better, that the leaders will try their best to put the people first, that the leaders will realize that the safety and security of the people is their number one priority, and they would put the people first. But I guess the leaders never considered the people as being an important entity. I guess the leaders have never, ever seen the people as people that need to be protected. After all, the leaders have the bulletproof cars, the leaders have the maximum security that is being paid for by taxpayer dollar and revenue from resources that are being harvested from the country. So the leaders are safe and secure. They can be comfortable wherever they are. But the people are the one in harm's way. Nigeria has never been unsafe as it is now. The insecurity in Nigeria is out of control. And I'm not sure that Nigeria, the leadership is really taking this issue seriously. Let's watch this video to really understand what happened a few days ago.
Dazed and confused, Mustafa Abubakar returns to the school where he and many others were abducted. More than 200 are missing.
They shot indiscriminately, herding us like cows and beating us.
Twice, he says, military jets flew over them before he managed to escape.
There was a long burst of gunfire at one point, but I'm not sure if it was from the aircraft or from the bandits.
As we meet the villagers of Kuriga, there was a commotion and wild reactions as news filtered out that the students were back. It turned out to be a false alarm. Villagers say hundreds were taken from this school shortly after the morning assembly on Thursday.
187 students were abducted from JSS Kuriga, and 100 pupils were abducted from JSS Primary School, LG Primary School Kuriga 1.
This compound has both a primary and a secondary school. It was moved here because it was vulnerable to attacks and mass abductions, which has caused the closure of many schools in the north. That has caused the region to lag behind the rest of the country in school enrollment.
That's got the government and aid agencies worried about the future of millions of children in Nigeria.
Be rest assured that the president is equal to the task. The very essence of the existence of government is to secure the lives of poor participants within the ocean.
Yeah, what I can say here is that by the grace of God, under my able leadership, I will try as much as possible to make sure that every single child is returned. Yeah, that's all what they can say. And if you saw the video, right, he came there with a huge number of security people. He came there. So 280 children or pupil and students were adopted by bandits or kidnappers. And you ask yourself that how come this number of children or pupil and students were adopted without nobody sounding the alarm? And if that area was so unsafe, why were there not security checkpoints here and there to protect the people? You have to ask yourself all these questions. Do the lives of the people really matter? This is what I've always asked myself. Because you see people being kidnapped every now and then. You see people being adopted, people being killed. And leaders will just come there and say, we are doing our best. We are trying to curb this insecurity. We are trying to go after these highway robbers or kidnappers. They say this day in, day out. But nothing actually changes. Nothing. Rather, it just gets worse and worse. So, what are they really doing, my brothers and sisters? Can anyone help me answer that? What are they really doing? From the period of Goodluck Jonathan, the insecurity situation in Nigeria has just gotten from bad to worst. You know, Jonathan, with all the kidnappings and the insecurity issue in Abuja, I think you have the Chibok girls. And to the best of my knowledge, up to date, all those girls have not been returned. All of them have not been returned. Some of them are still missing up to date. Then we have Buhari, who came in and said he was going to fix security in Nigeria. He is a former military person, so he understands the importance of security in the country, and he was going to deliver on that. Then he spent, 8 years? And nothing changed. Nothing. We now have Tinubu, whose just first year in office has been a nightmare to the people in Nigeria. In fact, people in Nigeria are saying that there has never been a worse leader than Tinubu. He is just the worst. In fact, he is just a bad leader. Just totally bad. Very bad. Very, very bad. And the most ironic thing is that some people in Nigeria, after seeing all this, after feeling the effect of inflation, after seeing how Nigerians are suffering, after staying in their homes without no electricity for days, after being unable to have good drinking water, after spending hours just to get from point A to point B due to the terrible road situation in Nigeria, will sit there and still support politicians. Will sit there and still say, my own politician is better than yours. Will sit there and defend politicians. What a pity, my brothers and sisters. What a pity. What a pity. Do you really think that those politicians are doing their job? Let me put it this way. Let me put it this way, right? Who among you, who is a business owner, who is an employer, will maintain an employee who is unproductive? Who among you will maintain an employee who said they can do something and then after a couple of months in the job, they couldn't do it? Who among you will maintain that employee? Because I wouldn't, right? If a person said they can do something, they should be able to do it. If they cannot do it, they should be let to go. We should fire them. But in politics, nobody seems to understand that because we have politicians who have lied to us day in, day out. But for some reason, we still maintain them. Why? 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 They lie to us day in, day out, but we still maintain them. This has got to change. This has got to change. I have always said this, right? Our politicians in Africa have understood our psychology. They know us very well. They know who we are deep down. And so it's easy for them to manipulate us. It's easy for them to pit us against each other. It's easy for them to knock our heads, to make us hate each other and favor them, whereby they have destroyed our lives more than any other thing or person could have. The politicians have done terrible things to us. Their actions have negatively affected our lives in a very, very huge way. And for some reason, we will rather side with them than side with our fellow masses. It's quite a shock. Really, really a shock. So to you guys out there, those of you, my brothers and sisters in Nigeria, with this alarming insecurity nature in the country, what can we do? What should we do? What must we do? Because we cannot keep on living like this. At a certain point in time, we have got to say enough is enough. Enough is enough. So, what should we do? Share that thought and opinion with us in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. Please do not forget to like this video, share it, subscribe to this channel because that helps us a lot and we shall ever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that, and like always, see you in the next one.